Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. Students, today we are going to discuss chapter number 13 of book 2. We will discuss short questions of this chapter. Sir Alexander Fleming, written by Patrick Pringle. We have studied that Sir Alexander Fleming was a Scottish bacteriologist who was known for his discovery of penicillin. He was given the title of Sir for his achievements. Sir Alexander Fleming was making experiments in a laboratory which was not airtight. A mold spore came through the window and it was dropped on the culture plate. This thing began to grow and the germs of the diseases began to weaken. He called it penicillin, but it was not concentrated. A team which came from Oxford, and its name was also Oxford team. This team worked on the concentration of penicillin and finally they done it. Finally they achieved the target and they concentrated it. Students, we are using the different generations of penicillin. Now I think we are using fourth generation of penicillin or third generation of penicillin. This is all due to the achievement of Sir Alexander Fleming. Before the discovery of penicillin, different methods were used. Aseptic method, antiseptic method, lysozyme method were used for the treatment of wounds. These were the days of First World War, and there were many soldiers who were killed and who were wounded. The question was arising how to treat those wounded armed personnel and soldiers. It was Sir Alexander Fleming who discovered the best treatment of those wounds without harming the natural defense of the body. Today we will discuss the questions and answer of this question. We will start from question number 1. Question number 1: who is the writer of the essay Sir Alexander Fleming? This is very simple question, and this question is not asked in our paper. Patrick Pringle is the writer of the essay Sir Alexander Fleming. Question number 2: what are antiseptics? Actually, antiseptics are those chemicals which are used to destroy or kill the germs. Let's see. Germs can be killed or destroyed or poisoned by using some chemicals known as antiseptic. Question number 3. This is also a very simple question. What is the antiseptic method? The method of using antiseptics is called the antiseptic method. Simple. Antiseptics are the substances when they enter the body, they kill the germs of diseases that are harmful for the body. This method is known as antiseptic method. Question number 4. What was the chief defect of antiseptic method? Mainly what was the demerit? What was the fatal use of antiseptic method? The chief defect of antiseptic method was it not only destroyed the germs but also the white blood cells, leukocytes of the body, which are very important in the human body. This was the main defect of antiseptic method. Question number 5. What part is played by the white blood cells or leukocytes in the blood of a human body? White blood cells, WBCs, are very important in human body. The white blood cells of the body are to protect the body against disease. They are very useful, they are very important for the healing process. Question number 6. Describe how Fleming discovered penicillin. We have studied that he was making some experiments. He was growing colonies of germs on the culture plates. A mold spore came through the window and it was dropped on those culture plates. This thing began to grow and he called it penicillin. And the germs of disease began to weaken, began to become weak, and he named it penicillin. In 1922, Fleming was suffering from catra. Catra is actually bronchitis. It's a disease like asthmatic dropsy. He examined his own nasal secretions. He found a natural antiseptic produced by the body itself. You were right. He was making experiment in a laboratory that was not airtight. The window was open. A spore, a pollen, came through the window and accidentally dropped on the culture plate, on the culture colonies, and this thing began to grow. Meanwhile, the germs of disease began to weaken. He named it penicillin. Simple. Question number 7. What was aseptic method? The method in which heat was used to destroy the germs of diseases was known as aseptic method. Spelling mistake of diseases. Note that. Question number 8. In what respect is penicillin better than the chemical antiseptics? Penicillin is better than the other chemical antiseptics as it destroys only germs of diseases and is harmless to the white cells of the blood. It is better than other chemical antiseptics as it destroys only germs. We knew that एंटीसेप्टिक मेथड में जर्म्स के साथ साथ जो डिफेंस सिस्टम होता है, बॉडी का इम्यून सिस्टम होता है, उसको भी किल करते थे एंटीसेप्टिक मेथड. तो पेनिसिलिन की जो खूबी है, ये ज़्यादा बेहतर है एंटीसेप्टिक मेथड से, क्योंकि इससे सिर्फ जर्म्स किल होते हैं, वाइट ब्लड सेल्स यानी कि डब्ल्यू बसीज रिमेन अनइन्फ्लुएंस्ड, अनहार्म्ड. Question number 9. Was Fleming proud of his discovery? No, Fleming was not proud of his discovery. Simple. Fleming was humble and not proud of his discovery. He said, nature makes penicillin. I just found it. Question number 10. Why couldn't penicillin have been discovered in the research laboratories of USA and France? Why couldn't penicillin have been discovered in the research laboratories of America? Penicillin could not have been discovered in the laboratories of USA, America, as these were very neat, clean, and covered from all sides, and spores of penicillin could not reach inside them. Actually, those laboratories of USA and France were airtight, and the spores or pollen could not reach inside them. That was the reason why it could not be discovered in the laboratories of America. Question number 10. Fleming's achievement paved the way for other discoveries in the medical field. What are they? Dear students, same question will be repeated in next chapter, which is Louis Pasteur. Last question of next chapter would be Pasteur's achievement paved the way for other discoveries in the medical field. What are they? So we should not be confused about these two questions. Penicillin had many advantages. First, it was a blessing in the world of medicine. Secondly, it had stimulated other scientists to discover new antibiotics. Medicine for hydrophobia, medicine for other antibiotics were also discovered. Medicines for plague, medicine for tuberculosis and asthma were discovered after the discovery of penicillin. Actually, it paved the way for other scientists to work in the field, in the medical field, and make new discoveries. Next chapter will be discussed in next video. Allah Hafiz.